KT. I expect Ona will probably match with the Lilia. We could even see like Lilia Tristana as a secure for T1.
I actually wouldn't have minded. This is one of the champions where I think KT could have left it open and picked something else. Just given that I think Owner hasn't looked nearly as good as the Maokai as a lot of other players. The Ashe is going to come through here, and Ashe Zyra seems to be the response here. Lilia also would make a ton of sense.
There's a rock, paper, scissors though, right? Zig's gone, and immediately Ashe is up in priority. The Skarner going to be picked up. We've seen it a lot when you know, the Sejuani and Maokai unavailable. Not so much against the Maokai though.
Is
see
it
how that goes?
Is it Tristana or Yone? You gotta pick a BDD pick here. Tristana does feel a lot safer, I think, than the Yone does.
But I also think with the Maokai, like, you just get the guaranteed ultimate.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
BDD's Yone has been ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
So.
Especially with the MF gets picked up. MF versus Ashe, obviously pretty volatile lane there. Both AD carries having a lot of power. MF, a lot of strength in the team fights, particularly with the setup of this Maokai. And Yone versus Ashe, depending on lane partner, can be probably our most oppressive AD carry if she isn't severely outranged, as it's, again, I think, the Talia to come through, and Faker of Renata is going to get taken away here, the 2v2. Ashe Renata, insanely oppressive.
I think maybe you just take Leona. You kind of played that gambit, but instead they're going to go for the blind pick for Zeus in this situation with the Jax. Clearly feeling confident. There's a lot of good into even picks like Gnar that we typically see as blind. I think, though, you know, we've seen Perfect play a lot of the Cassante. I think there's actually an angle you could just pick it up.
I wouldn't hate AP Gragas. Yeah, actually, because AP Gragas solves your AP issue. You're playing it into multiple stationary carries on the enemy team, but this is putting a lot of confidence in the player that I think has been consistently performing the worst on KT, unfortunately. This is his, I think, highest pressure series yet. Everything rides on this. Has not been able to stand up to Zeus, but this is a strong counter pick with Phase Rush, with the AP that you get. You can go for these short trades into the Jax. Can't really have a lot of answers to that. And the setup when it comes to the team fights for KT, absolutely nuts.
You know, I actually think this would be such a good Braum angle into the Gragas. They changed it about a year ago, where now, before, when you threw the Gragas cask into the wall, it would knock the Braum back. Now the projectile just gets deleted completely. It's really good in that situation. You can also block the MF ult, but Carrier doesn't seem to be going towards it. He's been going all over the place with these picks.
Oh. The Braum!
He found it. Found it in the end. I think the Braum value is massive here. You know, if you can stand in front, you can block the MF ult. You have a lot of auto attackers who can stack the passive with the Ashe and the Jax. It's a good lane here. The Poppy can't really threaten too much. And again, into the Gragas, you know, you can think about how the comp for KT wants to work. You put the Maokai ult down, when it roots someone, you throw the cast to disrupt. It just isn't possible into the Braum.
Well, we're here at the end of the Game 4 draft, and hop on the right for game number 4. Let's do it and see what happens right now between KT and T1. Here we go, game 4 of the final best of 5 of the regional qualifiers. We have 3 teams set up and ready to go to Worlds. We need a 4th from the LCK, and it's going to be one of these two. T1 on match point. They just need to destroy one more Nexus.
And we've seen a lot of level 1 strategies with the swapping and stuff, but with Ashe, Braum, bot lane, Talia as well, this is like some of the most power you can have across a bot side trio level 1. And
even Jax,
yeah,
Counter-Strike, and then they should swap back. That's what we've seen mostly. Although, as you pointed out before, Ox, KT definitely have been happy to just stay in these lane swaps for a little bit longer. One of the big things with Gragas is that while I think that the AP build is still really strong, because of how oppressive the tank build has been in the past, they did pretty considerably nerf his sustain, which in this 1v2 scenario can feel somewhat rough. Owner is on his way. Perfect is still quite healthy, has a cookie as well. But if he doesn't get help, I don't know if he's going to be able to survive through this.
Let's see if he's right next to Faker. He cannot TP in here, and there's a lot of damage already in a Perfect as Owner tanks it up. He flashes away. Pyosik makes his way down, but it's a clean dive. Nobody goes down, even though there are some low health bars.
Yeah, beautifully played there by Carrier. Lands the Q and Ignite and just stands at the edge of tower range, tanking it up. So plenty of time for Owner and Guma.
And he's close to level 6, but doesn't have it just yet.
Yeah, and Guma has ult. They can dive this.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect with Flash. He's just going to body slam away. And yeah, I mean, he doesn't go down, but it's still giving free time and money over to the side of Guma, who's just taking down plates alongside of Carrier. And KT at least are getting some of these grubs here, so that will be their trade.
It feels like, you know, we've seen these long swaps from KT and no team's really made them pay for it, but finally T1 are like, fine, you want to stay top lane, you can have the grubs, we're just going to take plates. And it's so hard to trade in return with the fortification.
And dragons again.
Well,
Dragon again.
Yeah, I really got to question this by KT, because also, again, I feel like when you pick something like MF, even into a fairly oppressive bot side, if you are that scared to take the 2v2, you probably should pick something else. Because Perfect wants to be in the 1v1 against Jax. Like, this is a great counter matchup where you basically, from start to finish, with that with the AP build, are able to do really well into this Jax. And that matchup gets denied, and instead you have Gragas. We do have BDE roaming over with the ultimate. Pyosik sitting here as well.
Yeah, it's Guma and Carrier. Guma does have an arrow, and the door will be held. The cleanse comes through, but Guma's in a lot of trouble. Barrel getting under that tower, though. Takes a ton of damage. Does not matter. They bring everybody in here. But now the follow-up from T1. They get the kill onto the tree. And now they're going to get the flash at a barrel as well. So at the end of the day, a lot of rotations over. T1 do trade back.
Is that worth? I'm not so sure. Definitely a rough trade when it comes to the summoners here for KT. And when we get to this next fight, the summoners for KT most likely still going to be down. Same for Guma, though, and it really changes, I think, whether or not Perfect's there. Because I think Ashe doesn't really get to walk up the way she normally does. Just against the Yone alone, you need to be a little bit careful, but most likely we'll have cleanse available. But if there is a Gragas nearby that can just reposition you and you don't really have any way of dealing with it, unless, again, Carrier keeps you safe.
Just use the door. It's so weird because I, haven't played a lot of Braum and being against Gragas, so used to the interaction where you'd get knocked back by it. The first time I played Braum into a Gragas game after the change, it just felt so wrong that it literally just vanishes the projectile. It's so weird. I'm sure it'll come up in this game.
It's an absorption shield. That's what it's.
Obviously. It breaks projectiles.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Samus is trying to clear the wave and not get dove here.
Possible dive. We do have Owner on the opposite end of the map.
And Carrier has always been in the right spot to deal with this, as in the 1v1, Guma says, okay, I'm just going to get a cleanse, gathers it here. So knockup is going to miss. Abidi doesn't do much, but the knockaway of Carrier is a big one. But the counter-strike catches all three! And Barrel gets so incredibly low, and now we got a TP coming in. Pyosik has to flash away. And that dive did not work out the way they wanted it to.
They're lucky that Faker's TP got cancelled by Perfect there, because if he makes it over and he ults after them, could have been a whole lot worse. Owner also picks up the crab, and T1 setting himself up for the 2 Drake lead.
Well, fortunately, Deft, his flash is coming up soon, so they can burn more flashes trying to dive bot lane after this, because it feels like that's been the theme this game. Go bot, try and dive, everyone flash, leave. But it does give over the Dragon Crash to T1, and they are hoping it's a good one.
M-Tech? What's it going to be? It's Cloud.
I think the Cloud value is decently high here,
That's good.
I think, especially with like Ashe, Talia, Skarner, the movement speed is solid.
I think throughout this year shown us both the highs and the peaks that you'd expect of both these players and the organization. As I might have to hold off.
Very nice angle here from BDD from the pit. Owner in a bit of trouble, taking so much from BDD. You can't block that one, as Owner gonna have to flash away. And a bunch of damage is being thrown back. They get the cleanse out of death, but really the end result of this is that KT, they don't expend much, and they're gonna get a Rift Herald here.
A BDD sees a Skarner, a champion that thus far has been way too tanky to engage on, that has the Impale and says, can't stop me, I'm Yone.
Uh-oh. Faker in a lot of trouble here. He is going to flash, but still gets knocked into the wall. You see Carrier trying desperately to save him. The Poppy doesn't have much damage, but it is enough, especially with Pyosik around here. And now Carrier is being run. He's not going to get stunned into the wall, but still a nice kill for KT.
So as I was saying, and for T1 on the flip side, they've been in a 2-1 position before. On the opposite end, Herald.
Oh, what happened there?
Yeah, well, we all know what happened there. That's why Pioshik has that skin. As bot lane turret is going to get taken with Pioshik charging onward.
And I mean, they're setting up for another one. Keria is not even that healthy, but yeah, not gonna overstay their welcome. But perfect. Okay, he's making a play in mid, and Guma has flash, but he says, "Well, I'm not gonna get out of here." Nearly kills Deft, but it's still a very nice play out of perfect, and that's exactly what KT need.
Perfect. Super good engage there, and Guma, honestly, in the follow-up play, actually landing a lot of damage, nearly taking down Deft, but unfortunately just not able to do it. But yeah, a good setup from Perfect, kind of reminiscent. More action coming.
Well, this is Beryl kind of alone. Not the first time we've seen this, and Owner just able to maybe get revenge. No, Beryl just flashing and Nimbus cloaking and trying to get out of here, but Keria says no. Not
That's the Q-Max Braum, baby. He's got the damage.
The burst too much, and now Deft in a lot of trouble. Zay is going to get slowed up here by the make it rain. We do have Pioshik coming on in, but he's really just for Peel.
Oh,
arrow. Okay, that's going to hit the Maokai. Does Zeus have enough to chew through the Locket Maokai? The answer is no.
Drake's up though. Like T1 is looking at Soul Point, and KT do have Zeus pushing out that bot wave. And it's really hard again to engage on these members of T1. Unless you can just knock someone down, Zeus is going to be spotted here. T1, that's the engage ult.
Yeah, the engage Braum coming on in, and it's Owner who is very tanky that they engage on. The Impale not going to hit anything. The cast is excellent, and down will go Keria. And Owner is left alone as well. KT ROLSTER pick up 2, but now T1 trying to get something. BDD will have to flash away.
Oh,
he gets over the wall with the Q3, and now he's totally safe. KT are not done yet.
Oh, the health bars are low.
Oh boy.
BDD is on fire on this pick.
All right, I know that they lost one game with it, but I think we had the right idea when we banned BDD's Yone. Because this man will not be stopped. Ends up making it out alive.
Yeah, the pace has picked up quickly. We're starting to see a lot of second items completed. Deft nearly has that Infinity Edge. Got the Cosmic Drive from Perfect for a lot of that ability haste. And the Rowan nearly stacked as well. Lady the Ruin King, Shield Bow on BDD. Feels like a lot of spikes are coming through. With Baron on the table, we could see teams starting to set up and maybe look for some picks to set up for it. The damage is there to take down a Baron at the opportunity.
They're trying to get in here, and they're just lining up for the Yone once again. Zeus getting pretty low, but he is Jax, and they're engaging onto Jax Braum. That's not the best. Owner trying to get in with the Impale. The Faker gets cast into the team and left alone, and he should be going down. There he goes. Perfect trying to follow up, but he already did his job.
And the minions, again, favoring KT as he doesn't get the body slam. But now, with Faker not there, does KT want to push it? I don't think they have to. And with Owner still being quite healthy, having Flash, and having the
just being Skarner,
yeah, he is Skarner. Not going to end up going for more. But again, this Yone, so many of the plays, even that one that felt a little bit scary, ends up working out for KT. You do.
Yeah, well, you know, it's better that he goes for it than that he sits back and does nothing, right? I guess.
He's calibrating.
Yeah, he's getting ready for the next one. And now we got a fight breaking up for some reason, or breaking out, as Owner tries to impale. Isn't going to get anyone. Faker just trying to run into Beryl.
Skarner.
And Guma trying to do damage to Deft, as actually Zeus has a very good angle. 3-man stun comes in, and Zeus will get the kill, but down will go Faker. Owner is so low, but T1, they are kiting this one out in a very scrappy fight, as the Ashe and the Jax are going to have big value here. BDD not really finding his angle personally. And T1 kind of settling down here. Beryl.
Secret Agent Beryl.
He can, yeah, I mean.
It's Beryl.
Perry will chase him, that doesn't matter. T1 are going to get the Cloud Drake.
Yep, we'll get them up to that third. And honestly, I think to me, the standout was Zeus, the angle he had on that fight, being able to immediately...
That's a little scary. There isn't anyone in side lane, so it's not like you're going to get a TP.
Yeah, it looks... It's like they're banging their head into a wall, but as you mentioned, their turn is fantastic, right? With the Maokai, the Gragas, the Poppy. Yeah. So many different ways to find a target and kill target.
As well, when you have a jungler with Warmogs, they don't really lose anything for starting it up. If they can just disengage, Yoshi can heal up the damage with the Warmog, so... Just clearing the vision, testing T1. really. And now they're going a little bit more committal onto it. They're dragging Zeus over. We'll see what they make of this play.
BDD shouldn't be tanking it, though. That is one thing. Has taken a little bit of damage. Doesn't care. Finds Owner. Gets on in. The combo's there. Vacaria stands in front, but Owner is dead. Down he will go. Now the front line. A massive cask again. Zeus is on the backside. He's alone, and he will be taken down. KT. They find the angle once again.
Once again, BDD, the one to set it up, the one to lead the charge, the confidence to go into the Skarner, and now KT going to move back to the Baron. A lot of sustain between these champs, so the low health bar is not too much of a concern. No jungler, but T1 going to try and contest.
Beryl is looking, I think, for a back. Not going to be able to have the time. Does have TP available, but crucially, it's only damage. There's no jungler here, and it looks like T1 not going to be able to make it through. KT, they want to bring this to a game number 5. It will be so fitting for this telecom war, for the final spot at Worlds between these two teams. So many storylines, both from an organizational perspective, from an ex-teammate perspective, right? Deft and Keria, way back in 2020, DRX. Beryl, who's been a thorn in Keria's side for so long. Faker and Deft, even Faker and BDD. These guys have been fighting, right, for the mid lane in the LCK for so long. And I gotta calm down, because otherwise we're not getting a game 5. We all know how this works.
Yeah,
so I will
chill out, Mao.
I will
Yeah,
relax.
come on.
It's a
not
big
get
advantage.
I want to
carried
watch
away.
game 5.
I'm sorry. You guys take it away. I'll chill for a little bit.
Perfect posing the threat here, trying to get some pressure down and get this mid tier 1. Obviously getting the Baron is huge, but looking to capitalize a bit more if possible. But Guma and Carry are able to defend there.
There's no door. I mean, the arrow has to be used, but Guma is super low, so...
That's tower, and
Nice.
maybe even could push for a tier 2 here.
Yeah.
Like, Guma has to reset. They don't really have the wave clear. The next wave is coming up soon.
It's a very nice call from Def, just understanding the cooldowns. They do have a cannon here as well, and there's really no way to clear that out. Okay, finally Owner's going to get a rock in, but there's another one that comes in with another cannon wave. But they're not going to overstay. They're going to wait and get some backs in, because there is a Cloud Drake coming up in 45.
51 should just let this one go.
Yep, the question is, can they let it go and defend their base? And we'll lose that bot tier 2, so KT kind of reading the map, seeing the fact that Fake is top, know they'll get this Dragon uncontested. They'll take the time to get that tier 2 bot, push out the gold, extend the gold lead a bit more, and then pick up the Dragon. So they will have 2, still behind on T1 with 3, but definitely get a decent amount of value from that Baron. More than just that mid-tier 1 they got initially.
I've calmed down. I'm
Welcome
ready,
back, Chronicler.
Yeah, I'm ready to continue. Want to highlight as well.
No calming down. Faker, he's caught. He's up against the wall. The knockup comes in, but BDD's out of there very quickly. It will take a while to go down, and finally they do get him as the flash underneath the turret. Pyosik going deep, as now Honor trying desperately to get that finish off, but he will not be able to. It's a kill on a Faker for 44 seconds, but he will have TP, and Baron will not be up just yet.
That's the big thing. Pyosik does have Warmog, so if the objective was there, could have been a thing.
Take a look at this fight, and once again, Keria, this time he's gonna be the target, and down he goes, just like that, right as the Baron spawns. And they say, okay, we'll just kill the support. Keria, no flash himself, just gets taken out, and not much he can do about that.
Decimated, you know, even the Unbreakable not really doing too much there to mitigate the damage, and now you don't have your support, but fortunately they have that ward in the pit, so they have eyes on the help. No flash on Owner, he can get over the wall, but it does make it more difficult, especially with BDD setting up those Q3s.
Beryl and Perfect also should be looking to play.
They don't know. Oh! He's in the pit, and it goes to Pyosik anyway. Oh, that was looking so disastrous, but Pyosik quick on to the trigger, and he gets that one down. Zeus is in here as well, and well, he's not very long for this one, as BDD is also coming on over. Beryl gets over the wall. Zeus gets denied from jumping over the wall, and KT have Baron here in game number 4.
And a memory comes to mind from way back, 2022, the DRX run. I remember, I don't know, team have been known to make some magic happen, and we are about to go to silver scrapes in this telecom war.
Got to maintain the pressure there up against T1, forcing them back. And just the base getting kind of mangled right now. T1 are going to respawn. Not really going to be enough to do anything, though. The impact pretty huge. T1 looking like they don't have too many chances to get back to
they
this
got a
one,
fight.
although-
They're trying to get Pioshik here, but he is just so tanky. Do they have the damage? The knockup comes in. The cast to save his life. And now we're kiting out KT, though. Owner gets in. Jax gets in. They're looking for Death. Death's in a bit of trouble, but the kite comes in. He's okay. DDD! DDD! Gets into that back line and decimates the rest of T1. Curiel will be taken down, and we are going to Silver Scrapes 100%.
T1 trying to deny it with a pick on Pioshik, but BDD does not miss on this Yone. Gets the ult, gets both carries, and we'll go to a game 5.
The defending world champions are going to be pushed to the brink. The Nexus surely to fall. No one standing for T1.
And there it is. The Alpaca Treant coming in. And we do have a game.